Sovereign Order of Malta. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Enforced and involuntary disappearances are among the most painful affronts to human dignity. They sever families, silence truth, and erode the very foundations of justice and trust in society. When a person is taken without acknowledgement or recourse, the disappearance is not only an assault on one life, but on the humanity we share. It is a crime that continues for as long as the fate of the person remains unknown. Such acts violate the most fundamental rights, the right to liberty and security, to recognition before the law, to protection from torture, and ultimately the right to life. They also rob families of their right to know the truth, to seek justice, and to rebuild their lives. The anguish endured by relatives who live between hope and despair is a form of suffering that can last generations. The humanitarian consequences are profound. Across the world, from Syria, where tens of thousands have disappeared since 2011, to Sri Lanka, where decades of conflict have left countless families without answers, the pattern is tragically familiar: fear, impunity, and silence. Women, often at the forefront of the search for truth, bear additional risks of intimidation and violence while struggling to provide for families left without their principal breadwinner. Mr. Chair, the Sovereign Order of Malta stands in solidarity with all of those who suffer the consequences of enforced disappearance. The Order remains committed to upholding the inherent dignity of every person and to supporting families who continue to live in uncertainty and fear. The Order implores member states to reaffirm their pledge to uphold international human rights law, to strengthen mechanisms for accountability, and to exert every possible effort and diplomatic means to urge actors to search for those who have disappeared, to uncover the truth of their fate, and to bring comfort and justice to their families. As Pope Francis reminded us in Fratelli Tutti, every human being has the right to live with dignity and to aspire to lead a fulfilled life. Enforced disappearance denies that right at its core and renders its victims as invisible, both in body and before the law. The Order of Malta therefore joins the international community in calling upon all states to uphold their obligations, to prevent and criminalize enforced disappearances, to ensure truth, justice, and reparation for victims, and to guarantee that no justification, whether political, military, or otherwise, can ever excuse this crime. Only through truth, accountability, and compassion can we restore the dignity of the disappeared and the humanity of those who remain. I thank you.